guys. I'll see you in chat.
All right, rock on. So we're going in game now. Yoink, you at 5 seconds. NTD, he's already in game. I can see it on the broadcast. Before we get to this wonderful beta 2v2 tournament that we've hosted for you, the finals might still even be going on. It was really overlapped. You know, we like to do this close to live as possible thing. Well, we have the semifinals replay, so I know we got a full lineup ready for you guys. And, you know, they're battling it out of the finals. Could be even right now. I'm not sure. But we'll have that for you later in the show. But to warm you up before that, as the main event, we're going to do a couple of 1v1s here that were played between some players who have been doing very well in the beta so far. We've hosted little informal tournaments, and these players always shine. We have a new player here in this game. This is OMGPOP. Oh my God, Pop! He's a Canadian player. Maybe he's got some inside tips from Relic up there in Vancouver, and he'll be going up against Marcus, who is another admin who I'm sure you all know, the crazy Italian who probably loves Company of Heroes more than me. And I mean, this guy, if you ever saw the birthday cake that his girlfriend made for him last year. Amazing. So Marcus and OMGPOP are going to be going head-to-head 1v1 on Kolodny Firma. You with me, Yoink?
I am with you. We're going to warm them up in the snow of Kolodny Firma because blizzards are incoming. And, you know, I'm paused at 5 seconds. How about you?
I am paused at 5 seconds. And we can all just say, Michael Buffer, I love you, and I'm never again going to do that thing you do because it's yours. And just imagine it, people. Imagine it in your heads. Imagine Michael Buffer on the microphone at the ring. All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. We're paused at 5 seconds, and I'm going to unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. All right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, NTD has popped up on the upper left-hand portion of the screen the two player names, and he is following OMGPOP, who is playing the Germans, the German faction, in this first game. His Pioneers are ready to rock and roll. And on the other side, in the red trunks, we have, capping at the very front of the capping circle, the combat engineers of Marcus2389. Yoink, welcome to our first Sunday night fights on Company of Heroes 2.
It's going to be a cold one, Ami, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm going to follow Marcus if you want to follow OMGPOP. And before this game gets started, you know, I was thinking the way we've always shoutcasted and showed Company of Heroes games on Sunday Night Fights is with the fog of war off so that we could always see what's going on. But since True Sight is such an important part of gameplay now, I wonder, are there opportunities where we would want to have the fog of war on to show the players and our viewers exactly what the players are seeing? Kind of interesting, right?
Absolutely. I think you and I can ask NTD to turn off the fog of war and show us what a certain player sees. And, you know, if we get out of sync, we've never done this before, we don't know, maybe we'll get out of sync if he switches players frequently. But if we all switch, maybe we won't get out of sync. But we can always do time syncs to get back into sync. Just follow me on my mark, guys. And so, yeah, I would love for NTD to, you know, zoom in and showcase some units. The models in this game are absolutely fantastic. They're far more advanced. And here we have our first bit of combat. As soon as these German pioneers have garrisoned the central house, they start taking fire from a conscript squad, and all hell breaks loose. I think I'm going to have to turn my in-game sounds down.
Yeah, you go ahead. I took that opportunity. You know, the sound quality for Company of Heroes 2 is immense. You know, Bobby told us a long time ago, and so did Quinn, that they went all the way to Russia to record sounds, authentic sounds of, you know, like the Maxim machine gun and the MG42, and they're modeled excellently. And so I had to turn my in-game sounds too, because I cannot, even though your loud voice is overpowering my ears, the sounds of war are so strong that a lot of times I couldn't hear what you were saying when we were practicing doing shoutcasting yesterday. So looking at this map, we can see here that it's falling pretty even right now. You know, Colonia Firma is one of the popular 1v1 maps. I like it a lot more than Pripyat. This map is fantastic. It's very well balanced. It's got some opportunities for cutoffs. The two important fuel points, north and south, are usually a bones of contention. I usually, when I play, try and go for that first southern fuel point first and go for the victory points later. Speaking of victory points, we've got an engagement again here in the center as conscripts try to engage those pioneers that, oh my god, Pop just loves hanging out in that house, which, as we've seen in the beta, garrisoning in buildings is quite strong. I don't want to go as far as to say that it's too strong, but I think it's maybe something that they are looking at in terms of balance.
You can say it, Yoink. It's way too damn strong. When a unit's in a house, you can't do anything to get him out except for maybe throw a Molotov or pop some flamers on some engineers. But yeah, houses are like just insanely great cover. Too great. But what we're seeing here from OMGPOP is a very popular Tier 2 rush where he skips Tier 1. He has no access to grenadiers and machine guns and snipers and so forth. He skips Tier 1 entirely, spams out a bunch of PIOs. He's got 3 sets of PIOs, and then goes directly to Tier 2, which is the leichte mechanized Kompanie. And from that, he picks up Panzer Grenadiers, which are just awesome against infantry. And later they can be upgraded with a Shrek to also be an anti-vehicle counter. But the real threat of Tier 2 from the German faction is the half-track, and the 120 munition Flammenwerfer upgrade can just wipe an entire Russian army off the field. This thing is so badass. So that's part of the strat, is to go for that Flammenwerfer half-track. And what you're doing is, as you can see, you're giving away tons of map control to do this, you know. By just building PIOs early and skipping Tier 1, these conscripts, they're going to overrun you and just out-cap you. Now that Panzer Grenadiers are on the field, these Panzer Grenadiers are badass. They'll slice right through conscripts in one-on-one infantry fights. Now that they're on the field, OMGPOP looks to recapture some of this map, and I wonder how long before he starts building the half-track.
Well, let me tell you, there's a strategy coming out of Marcus' side for the Russians. It's something maybe you might not have ever seen before. It's where you take engineers and give them flamethrowers and put them in a scout car. This is a new tactic. I actually haven't seen this before. Of course, I'm joking.
Yeah, nobody ever does this.
Strategy.
It's brand new. Nobody's ever done this before. It's totally brand new for the beta. The M3 flame truck. That's what I like to call it. Now, this is a very popular strat, but hey, look at these Grenadiers, you know, taking care of it. I'm impressed. It didn't last as long as Marcus would have liked.
Well, I'll tell you, the focus fire of 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers took down that scout car very quickly. It doesn't have a whole lot of hit points. I want to say 120, maybe 240. I can't remember from the last patch what I read. Vehicle, it's a Tier 1 vehicle, so it has a very minimum. So it can go down. Does not need any sort of Shrek fire or anything. It can go down to small arms fire.
So these 2 fuels in Colonia Firma are, of course, of utmost importance. You know, fuel is as usual, the most valuable resource. It allows you to tech, allows you to bring out that late game armor, or just prevent your opponent from bringing out armor. And right now, OMGPOP has deprived Marcus of either of those fuels. Of course, we all know that each strat point, you know, it's no longer just a strat point. The standard territory point also provides fuel and munitions. I'm a little bit surprised that Marcus has gone for a second truck here. OMGPOP now has the half-track, and his ammo is at 0, so I know that means he's upgrading these flame projectors, and we're gonna see this half-track just light up the field with its double Flammenwerfer upgrade.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, I think that Marcus is expecting that. All Russian players do expect that Flammenwerfer half-track. He has spent his fuel on nothing more than the Tier 1 building, that the infantry tent, the Special Rifle Command. But he has purchased nursing facilities in his headquarters, the little Russian nurses that take care of you, the healing unit. And oh boy,
dead. That was he didn't plan that. I mean,
no,
obviously he
that.
threw the 18 nades in. He wants to slow down this this monster unit, this Flammenwerfer HT, and he's done that. He's slowed it down, but OMGPOP is accustomed to getting 18 nades thrown at him, as every player who uses this strat is. And so he's right there with engineers to top that up and bring that up to full health. And what Marcus really doesn't want to do in this situation is keep throwing in one nade at a time. He'll never kill the unit, and he'll burn up all of his munitions. And so, you know, the map might look bad for OMGPOP right now, but he's perfectly accustomed to this. This is normal for this strategy. This is now the time where he plans to take it all back.
This is true, and I do agree with you. He can't destroy the half-track with one off AT grenades. He needs to bunch his conscripts.
It takes 3 or 4. It takes quite a few. I mean, but better yet, you need to get a better unit out there to deal with it. For example, an AT gun or a T-70 light tank. These are the real hard counters. But Marcus keeps building these trucks. Let's see what his plan is. Marcus has claimed to me that he's totally comfortable dealing with this strategy. So let's see how he deals with it.
Well, he's gone with Guards rifle infantry, so he can do damage to that Flammenwerfer just with the PTSD heavy anti-tank rifles that these Guards carry. But can he get close enough to actually engage that Flammenwerfer half-track? Well, we're going to find out right now because it's coming right to him, and I don't think that these Guards can do it alone, especially when they're getting roasted really hard. They're way too close to that half-track now. They're going to have to retreat. I think they've actually dropped one of their rifles. He picked it up. He's got to retreat right now. The vehicle's been buttoned. Can't fire. It's down to 1% health and abandoned. He has a chance to take it over. That was remarkably close.
Guards rifles in the truck. This is a very nice tactical maneuver from Marcus. That's like, you know, that's like Panzer Elite from the original Company of Heroes putting a Shrek'd up Gren squad in a infantry half track and running around. It's like a mobile anti-tank group. So he got the Guards. He threw him in the M3. And, you know, I guess he surprised OMGPOP. I'm sure OMGPOP did not expect to lose his half-track in that engagement. So losing the HT, that's a big loss. That's 120 munitions invested that is now out the window. It's interesting. Let's see. Could he still No, it's gone. It's no longer abandoned. It's off the map. There's no vehicle to man. As you can see, OMGPOP has gotten a lot of map back. So, you know, although his HT is down and it didn't go for some 40 or 50 kill run like we have seen, he still did manage to get right back into this game. And now he's, you know, when you go right in front of your opponent's base and you cap those 2 points, I mean, look at Marcus. He's got no connected territories.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the biggest problem right now is not going to be another half-track for Marcus. It's Panzer Grenadiers that are rampaging around. His anti-infantry power was just until a few moments ago very poor against these Panzer Grenadiers. He did upgrade now. He has capacity to upgrade his conscripts with this special gun, this PPSH-41 light machine gun, which does substantially increase their anti-infantry firepower. And, of course, he's chosen the doctrine, which I can't remember the name of it right now. I don't have my cheat sheet in front of me, that allows them to hit the dirt, which is an extremely powerful defensive ability. It's probably even stronger than for the Fatherland from Company of Heroes 1. It basically, when you activate Hit the Dirt, your conscripts go to the ground, they become immobile, and you get the benefits of green cover, which is very, very strong.
Yeah. The doctrine is called the Guards anti-tank or anti-armor doctrine, but, you know, they should call it the conscripts anti-infantry doctrine, because, yeah, having the PPSH upgrade, it's one of the cheapest gun upgrades in the game. It only costs 20 munitions. You can put it on every single conscript squad that you own. And then, you know, when you're in a one-on-one infantry engagement, you pop that Hit the Dirt, and it's like, you know, they get the shield over their head. Instantly, they are incredibly powerful, and this is really the only way that conscripts can stand up to Panzergrens. I just did lower my sounds. If you could give me a time set, Yoink, I would appreciate it.
Sure. I am at 11:45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. How are you?
All right, right back with you. Thank you very much.
So we see here Marcus again, like you said, favoring that scout car, that M3A1 light scout car, and he's put his Guards infantry in it. He probably is going to do that to engage any Flammenwerfer half-tracks that come out. But look at this battle here in the center. Oh my gosh, we have an overwhelming amount of Panzer Grenadiers now engaging these conscripts. They were able to force that Pioneer squad out of that building, but oh my god, that is an enormous amount of firepower that the German army is fielding right into the center of the map. It looks very clear to me that Oh My God Pop wants to control this victory point in here, and now he is also prepared for Russian armor because he has built an AT gun and bought some Shreks. And that
How did that scout car escape? The scout car went dashing down the central road, and I think the pack had a chance at the kill shot but missed.
Yeah,
one thing I do love to see is, you know, between the Flammenwerfer HT and all these M3s running around is you get to watch players micro their vehicles, and that's always exciting. You know, I enjoy this part of the game when those light vehicles are running circles around each other.
Yeah, I mean, the infantry game and the light vehicle game has always been my favorite part of Company of Heroes as well. Certainly in Company of Heroes 1, and now it's turning out to be just as fun in Company of Heroes 2. There's been no further tech in Marcus's base. He's going for a very extended Tier 1. Perhaps he's waiting to see what kind of armor comes out of Oh My God Pop's base. I'm not really sure. But he did tell you, like he said, he knows how to deal with the strat, and apparently the strat does not involve any sort of teching into the higher Russian tiers.
Yeah, guards in an M3 were his solution for hunting down. You know, the M3 is so versatile. The fact that you can put anything in there, you know, like, I'm sure later in the 2v2s that we'll watch, we'll see plenty of people putting snipers in the M3. And then you have this like mobile sniper unit that can just pop dudes off one at a time. You know, one shot, one kill. Here you're seeing flamers in the truck. And so, I mean, you can tailor that truck to whatever you happen to need at the time.
And it's cheap, you know, it's very, very cheap, it comes out fast, and maybe, you know, I've played against players that have put snipers in that car, but I haven't been able to get a straight answer. Maybe you know, in your experience, does the sniper's accuracy suffer a penalty when on the move in that truck?
Oh, yoink. Where's Guderian, our guest analyst, or Slippy, or Symbiosis, who loves those sniper trucks, to answer this question? Yoink, I have to humbly say that I have no idea. But it doesn't seem to. I mean, you run those snipers around in that thing, they just pop guys off one by one like they always do. So I would be surprised if they did suffer penalties. They probably should. You know, it's a bit of a balance issue. They probably should suffer some accuracy penalties. So maybe that's an adjustment we'll see in this next build.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably something that should make sense for all units in moving vehicles of any side to suffer some sort of accuracy penalty. And speaking of snipers, we now have a Russian sniper team cloaked on the center road, in cover, waiting. Marcus is expecting more action. That is a great way to deal with Panzer Grenadiers, but look at all of them massing just outside of OMGPOP's base. And they are going to try and make a push back into the center territory under the cover of snow. But wow, we have a great garrison right in that strong building with flames now, cooking these Panzer Grenadiers right back into their base. Great job by Marcus on blunting that assault in the freezing blizzard.
Yeah, that's a very strong move. Is this the first blizzard we've seen at 15 minutes in? I'm not sure.
No, we had one already.
Great time enjoying the game. One maybe mistake that OMGPOP made, if you look in his base, you can now see that this little bunker that he built an extra little bunker in his base for the specific purpose of upgrading it to a healing station. And so he spent a little bit of munitions, and now finally you can see the guys on the pack and lots of his Panzer Grenadiers are getting healed up. But you know, there's only 3 medics there, and they can only heal 3 dudes at a time, and OMGPOP needs to be healing everybody. It's not like that. It's not like a radius thing where everybody gets healed. There are actually 3 medics that are there that run around one by one and heal up the dudes. And you know, like there's this one very strong double vet Shrek'd up Panzergren squad that is now going back onto the field without receiving any healing. They're the ones that need it the most, and you can see that the delay, the fact that he got that triage center a little bit late, is really hurting OMGPOP. And now Marcus, this is beautiful to see, a double sniper team. The Russian sniper teams, of course, have 2, and it seems to be that if you ever make 2 sniper squads, I don't know if this is coded in or what, but you get 1 male squad and 1 female squad. Check that out.
It's so that they can make babies in the snow. That's why. It's a feature, not a bug.
Hey, that's a nice little shack
somehow.
right there. They should just shack up, you know, like what's the fun of fighting?
Yeah. But I mean, look at how Marcus has taken advantage of the cover of the blizzard to cap, well, the entire map. Marcus is now in the process of taking the final point to control every single map strategic point on this map, except for, of course, the German headquarter base. But it looks like OMGPOP is ready to finally make his push back into the center. These Guards Rifles have to retreat. There's finally some healthy Panzer Grenadiers coming back. Why are these Guards Rifles stopping? They just needed to take a break, I guess, in the snow behind. Ooh, they dropped one of their PTSH rifles. This is going to be picked up immediately by a Panzer Grenadier squad.
Right away. Nice. Always salvage those weapons that fall in the field. So OMGPOP is entering into a victory point crisis. He's down to 169. He needs to move his squads to the top, where those two important VPs rest, and at least stop this drain and keep himself in this game.
Well, it looks like Marcus wants to solidify his control of the map because he has now gone into the Tier 3 building for the Soviets, the Tankyovi Battalion Command. So he might be able to start popping out T-34s. He just about has enough fuel for one. Plenty of income right now, as long as he connects this southern fuel point back into his base, which he's doing. So this is going to be a great force multiplier, even though, you know, it would not be able to stand toe-to-toe against these two squads of Panzer Grenadiers with the stolen rifle and their Panzer Shreks. But it's an excellent force multiplier combined with those snipers. It's going to be a big problem for OMGPOP.
If NTD would click on OMGPOP's headquarters, he can see that he is currently escalating to Battle Phase 3, which a little bit confusingly has the number 2 on it. So when you upgrade 1, you're going to Tier 2, and when you upgrade 2 on the icon, then you're going to Tier 3, and so on and so forth. There are, of course, similar to COH1, there are 4 tiers that can be purchased, and the difference is, of course, the Germans have to tier up from their headquarters before they're able to build them, and the Russians don't. The Russians just have a sort of 2-phase system where they get out Tier 1 or Tier 2, and then they can get out Tier 3 or Tier 4.
Yeah, we just saw a little bit of very good use of hit the dirt over down by the central part of the map. It was a full squad of conscripts was able to take down a full squad of, well, forced them to retreat, I should say, a full squad of Panzer Grenadiers. So excellent use. Now it looks like there's going to be even more pressure on OMGPOP because these Grenadiers, these conscripts are now vetting up and they become much more durable, much more aggressive. At Vet 2, they get a great accuracy increase because, man, at Vet 0 and Vet 1, these conscripts can't hit shit. Excuse me.
Yeah, at Vet 1, you don't even get any sort of defensive or offensive bonuses. You just pick up an ability, and every unit gains this different ability specific to the unit. And so that's been a challenge. Like, there are 10 doctrines to learn, 10 different commanders, 5 for each side. And then every single unit has a vet ability to also learn and to sort of notice when you can use it and what it does. This game is going to have a slow learning curve like COH1, but I mean, in my opinion, that's great because that just gives it life, shelf life.
Yeah, I will definitely say that this is using the Vet 1 abilities is something that I have still not mastered in my play. I use them far too little, and I don't feel too bad about it because most of the opponents that I play are also not using them. So I feel like it's just something that the community at large has yet to really engage in or create metagame strategies around yet. And I am a little concerned about balance because we just are not seeing how powerful these things are because people aren't using them.
There are so many of them, and there's such a variety that, yeah, it's hard to sort of create a table to see how they do against each other. OMGPOP's making a really nice push with his 4 squads of Panzer Grenadiers. They've taken this T-34 down to almost no health. Marcus is very fortunate that it didn't receive some kind of crit that immobilized it, and he was able to slip out of there. The particular crit that he does have is just the main gun destroyed. If you hover on the picture of the image, ooh, something just blew up. That's another M3 truck blowing up there.
That's like our 5th M3 truck, yeah.
Yeah, right? How many have died? This is the most I've ever seen dying in replay. And Marcus is eventually going to try to repair that T-34, but repairs take a long time. It's going to be a while before we see that back in the game. But still, OMGPOP is draining. Marcus still controls those 2 VPs in the north, and that might be the bane of OMGPOP's existence if he doesn't do something about it quick.
Yeah, he's got 87 points. They recently changed in one of the last patches. They slowed down the VP drain back to Company of Heroes 1 status. So it's games are allowed to last a little bit longer. We've got a second T-34 on the field for Marcus, and he is probably going to make all speed to that central VP point to take care of this VP drain. That is his path to victory right now. Although in the snow, it looks like OMGPOP is going to be able to cap these two northern points, and I don't see any infantry from Marcus anywhere nearby that might be able to take those back. And we got a blizzard coming.
He's moving
so
his snipers north now. Those capping squads in the blizzard, snipers are impervious to blizzard. So, this is, they welcome a blizzard. They say, bring it on. It decreases every unit's line of sight, but the fact that snipers don't take any cold, hyperthermia, they don't suffer from that at all, it allows them to just sort of run around and pick off infantry. And you can see that this one retreating Panzer Grenadier squad goes down to the combination of the two sniper squads and the T-34. Marcus, let's see, OMGPOP has a Panzer IV out. That's nice to see. He's going to take on this T-34, and he should win this battle as long as let's see how the support comes in. Frequently, these tank battles ride on the kind of support that the players provide for their units. Unlike COH1, you can't just rush in with a shock unit tank and expect to rule the field. Tanks really need to be supported. They have low lines of sight. They need to have their LOS extended by infantry units pushing ahead in front of them. The infantry needs to be able to, throw AT nades or Panzerfaust to help with the battle, to get those crits on the enemy tanks. Right now, the P4 just received a crit. I'm not quite sure from what. This is the top gunner kill, so he just will not have that anti-infantry gun for a short time.
It was a rear shot from that T-34. It was hiding behind that tree there. I think there might be a little bit of true sight play going on right now. There is. I'm clicking on and off the fog of war to try and see what's going on. That Panzer IV actually did snipe one of Marcus' snipers on retreat. So Marcus did lose one of his snipers, but now see here, this is the kind of support that you need to keep your Panzer IV in the game. Having Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers here to back you up. Oh, okay, now Marcus is in trouble. We have the bulk of the German army is now moving northbound into
the hell of a
blizzard. Yeah, this is
like the fight of the game right here. They're gonna throwing everything at each other. Look at the T-34 back away. The P4 still alive. I love the unit preservation that we're seeing.
Here we go. From behind, though, is a second T-34
he's going to destroy engine. He's a sitting duck.
This is not
but
good.
Let's see. This captured PTRS. They need to flank up and try to kill that T-34. They're going after the infantry first. Marcus has got Oorah. You can see the lightning bolt, and he's throwing in a Molotov. And OMGPOP is just sucking it up, but these PZ Grens are getting really low health. One squad is annihilated, the other squad has to retreat. The T-34 is still alive. And the second T-34 is flanking in and fighting this Panzer IV. It looks like this could be the end of days for the Panzer IV, and indeed, it is now abandoned. The top gunner is thrown and slumps, his dead body slumps down the side fenders and into the snow.
You know what? And there is no German infantry.
That's right. I don't know if Marcus will try to reman it. I doubt it, because when you do reman a vehicle, it is at practically no health, and it is really a big target. But he's going for it, putting on a show. Yeah. He has stolen the Panzer IV. We see the reman, and that Panzer IV is backing out, and now Marcus has 3 tanks, and OMGPOP has none, and that should be enough to seal this deal.
Yeah, this is quite. That was the engagement of the game. You're right. That loss of the Panzer IV. I think maybe OMGPOP went the wrong direction, and he should have supported his Panzer IV better with those Panzer Grenadiers that were instead tasked with engaging that final conscript squad. They did take that conscript squad out, but in the end, they lost the Panzer IV. The German army lost Panzer IV, and boy, this is going to be a tough one to recover from.
Yeah, OMGPOP was desperate. He was feeling the VP pressure now. He's at around 50, and he had to go for it. He dove into a big fight, and he lost it. And that should be it for this first game here.
Yeah, we're down
the only
45
sort of
points and ticking.
Significant anti-tank that he has left is a Shreked-up Gren squad, and OMGPOP only has 4 squads. Now, as far as manpower, though, that means he's at plus 300. What is Marcus at?
Plus 140. That's
All right,
That's
well, there you
ridiculously
see
low.
the extreme difference and the taxes that payers pay in upkeep. When you have a significant army and a bunch of units, your manpower is reduced to 140. So OMGPOP right now with his smaller army, practically insignificant army to be honest, is now receiving twice as much manpower as Marcus.
Oh my god, OMGPOP has a chance to take the Panzer IV back because a shot from the... the game is over. He quit. That was it. I thought maybe he'd do it, but this is it. He throws in the towel, and Marcus is victorious for the Soviet Union.
All right, GG, Marcus. We'll see if NTD can be dexterous and queue up the Allies win. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be back with a game between Marcus and Cepha. Please don't go away. We'll see you in a minute.